Alrighty, so here's a great example of a day prep big book made from the Monsters Party. So the teacher has taken butcher paper and painted a background, and the teacher has done a brainstorm with her class that allowed her to be able to come up with her own version of the book, The Monsters Party. As you know, big books have a repetitive rhyme that allows the children to choral read together. This builds phonemic awareness. First you see the cover, and then you see the title page. Usually the title page will have a different illustration than the cover. And the title page has what's called the surprise page from within the book, meaning you'll replicate an element from within the book on the surprise page. And you can do that by using a color copier or the top of your classroom printer. So the teacher started by reading the book for a few days, and then the students brainstormed their own version of the book. So they said, "What can this little monster do? It can do ballet. That's what it can do. What can this little monster do? It can blow fireballs from its mouth. That's what it can do. What can this little monster do? It can race cars. That's what it can do. What can this little monster do? It can fly. That's what it can do. What can this little monster do? It can draw. That's what it can do. What can this little monster do? It can play the piano. That's what it can do." And sometimes at the end, you could change it to, "What can these little monsters do?" And then you would have, this is called the surprise page. And then you would say, "We can play the piano," or "They can play the piano. That's what they can do." And so you create some type of a change that allows for some instruction in embedded phonics. So these were directed drawn. So Dean did both of these ones. So I guess she had each student do their own page, which is great. And so Joka did 2 of those. You also could have them do one and then make a copy of it on a color copier, which actually it does look like that is what she did. So she has 2 of the same drawing because she used a copier. And same here. And that way you're not having to ask your students to draw too many. I can tell she did a directed drawing because the drawings are very large. Most children will draw very small unless they are doing a directed drawing. And you can direct it a little bit more. You can use Sharpies. You can have, all the students do all of them. This is Kayla's, and the kids just love seeing their work. The teacher did these really fun painting on the background just to make it a little bit more interesting than having it be completely plain. You also could have students draw little things on construction paper or white paper and put those on as well. And then you have 2 big books. So you have the regular class big book and this one. The only thing I would change on this is that there should not be a green space here. So it's a small thing, but it can make a difference. The other change I would make is all of the sentences would start on the same place because we're not centering the text. The only type of text that we center would be like on an invitation or a title, but we don't center written text. So this monster do would have started right here, and that's going to be consistent for teaching concepts about print. So you can see this one, there's these spaces here. We don't want those spaces. Put those together, put this one here. So if you need more white space, you would just leave more white space and then pull it over here. The size is really great. This is probably about size 80 or 90 is my guess. This is Century Gothic, which is the font that you want to use because then it will have the correct letter A and the other letters are formed correctly. When students are learning the 52 symbols, we don't want to confuse them with symbols that are different. And so we want to keep them the same since this is very much for junior kindergarten, the Littles program, junior kindergarten, and 1st grade instruction. So the children absolutely love these books. You can give them away to the students at the end of the year. Sometimes teachers have even made many books throughout the year and auction them off at the end of the year to use for a party or teacher supplies or whatever they would like.